Hi and welcome back to another Clean With Me video. Tonight I'll be sharing my realistic nighttime cleaning routine. This typically takes me about 30 minutes to an hour, just depending on the severity of the mess downstairs. And I focus most of my energy on the downstairs area because there's nothing like waking up to a clean downstairs. Thankfully, my sister-in-law helped me in the kitchen tonight, so I'll be focusing primarily in the playroom, living room, and dining room. So my husband came home with this shelf. It was given to him from someone from work, and I'm so thankful because now I'm able to give everything a place. As you can see, we have quite a large playroom and many toys. And I find overall, when there's a clean space for my kids to play, they play differently. They're a bit more engaged in their play and more likely to clean up after themselves. I also find that just in general, it's easier to clean because everything has a place to go. This has been really good. I'm so thankful to have another shelf in here. Originally, I had it laying sideways, similar to the shelf next to it, but it did look a bit busy on this wall and a little bland. So I switched it to standing upright, and let me know down in the comments what you think about it because I think it looks pretty good. And I think that this is how it's gonna stay. As you can see, I struggled to style the top of this shelf. You can kind of see me changing my mind and going back and forth about how to place these items. And I wanted to group them together, but it clearly just wasn't working out. All the pieces were falling and I pretty much was just trying to force it. So eventually I gave it up. I moved the puzzle clock to a different area, and I like how this looks aesthetically. I always joke with my husband and say, you know, I'm not super organized. He's definitely more organized than me. However, when I clean, I'm really big on how it looks aesthetically. Is anyone else wondering why we have so many baby dolls? My girls are obsessed with baby dolls at the moment. I swear we have at least 8 to 10 babies. And they're so serious about their babies. They take them on walks almost every day. They both have matching strollers, and we have a little booster seat for their baby. We have a crib, and they're just so serious about their baby dolls. Like, if one of them falls on the floor, they really do feel worried and pretend to comfort their babies, and I just think it's the cutest thing. And now I'm going to be moving into the living room. And as you can see, we have this huge playroom, but for some reason, they still love to play in all the common areas of the house. I would say sometimes even more than they play in the playroom, which I think is ridiculous because the playroom is literally bigger than the living room. But they just like to be under us, they like to be around us, and usually the toys kind of trickle into the living room and dining room as well. I know if you're a mama and you also have a designated play space, then you probably resonate with this struggle. I know I can't be the only one. So sometimes I get asked how I approach messes like this, especially when they feel somewhat overwhelming. And what I like to do is sit down and sort of group items on the floor before I put everything away separately. I just like working like this because I feel like I exert less energy overall. You know, I don't want to be having to squat down and stand up over and over and over again. So I kind of do all the sorting at once and then I put everything else away after. In the next video, I plan on donating and organizing all of these stuffed animals because we just have way too many. Some of these are from my childhood that I've kept and given to my girls. Some we've won from carnivals and fairs and stuff like that. And some are some of my girls' favorite characters. And so I really think that if we go through these items, we can find a good amount that we can get rid of, because although I like the hanging hammock for the teddy bears, it is really out of control. There are so many teddy bears that we realistically cannot even get to them, let alone pull any down, because the moment we try to pull one down, they all fall down like an avalanche. So stay tuned and look out for a video like that where I'll be doing some more detailed cleaning in the playroom, and I also plan on doing some detailed cleaning in the living room. And of course, it wouldn't be a clean with me without finding a surprise my kids left behind. Today I found a quesadilla. It was stale and honestly at this point not even a surprise. There's literally always something. If you've been here before, then you already know. We find all sorts of things when we pick up behind the kids. So I like to keep my couch covered for most of the time because, as you can see, I have a light colored couch, and that is really how I keep it clean with small children. We also wash their hands after they eat, and they sit at their own table and stuff like that to try to keep the mess down. But if you're wondering why I always throw on this blanket, I know it might not be the prettiest thing, but it's really realistic. When you have toddlers, the best thing to do is just keep the couch covered. But fun fact, even though I'm the only one that fixes up the couch, I actually never sit on it. I find that I'm on my feet so much, and I usually sit down and take short breaks at the bar, on a bar stool, or at the dining room table, and I never actually sit on my couch. It's really rare, and I could probably count on my hands how many times I've sat on this couch, which I just think is insane because I picked out this couch and I love this couch and I take care of it, but I am the least to use it. It's just crazy, and I always find it funny when people notice and kind of point it out. So on nights like these, I usually just do a quick mop during my night routine, and I don't move any chairs or clean under any furniture. I usually leave that for more of my detailed cleaning, which I try to do once a week or every few days, just depending on how dirty it is. But yeah, I usually just try to do it really quick, just in the main walkways, just to kind of keep things sanitary and generally clean. But I definitely am not going to be lifting any chairs or doing anything like that. So if you're wondering, yes, I do more detailed cleans, but that's not what you're going to be seeing in today's video. And if you're wondering, I'm using the Tenneco vacuum mop. I believe it's the i3, and I absolutely love it. My husband gifted this to me when we first moved in this home, and I swear by it. I think it cuts my cleaning time down by like half. So if you don't have a vacuum mop, I highly recommend it, especially if you have lots of hardwood floors like I do. This really makes it easy to pick things up and mop as you go. It also makes it really easy for spills if you have toddlers. I used to really freak out when my girls would spill something, but now there's literally no reason to freak out. I can just suck it right up and I don't even have to worry about it. So I highly, highly recommend. Now I'm going to be going into my husband's closet office. I think this is the funniest thing ever, and it might be kind of new to you if you've never seen anything like this. I actually came up with this idea when I converted my husband's office space into a guest bedroom. I really wanted to give him a designated office space because he really is the type of person that needs personal space and places to tuck away and get some peace and quiet. He also works really well behind a closed door. And if you don't know already, my husband and I are full-time college students, so we are always having assignments to do, and my husband also works in IT, so he definitely needs place for his computers and a place to work. He usually upkeeps it himself, but I like to come in and clean the floors pretty often because stuff does get brushed under the door and he's not going to get around to cleaning it. Well, if you stuck around this long, I just want to say thank you so much for watching tonight's video, and I really hope you enjoyed it and got some good cleaning motivation out of it. Don't forget to hit that like button because it really helps the algorithm, and if you want to see more videos of mine like this, don't forget to subscribe so I can see you next time.